Well. Look at who we have here. You guys, my favorite folks. Uh, I just got the old throat clear out there. The hack, the Gene Hackman, rest in peace. Anyway, let's move along here before you get in trouble. I was moving on to shorten this bedside, the second side here, and I pulled the trim off, and what do we find behind it? You guessed it. So, here we are. This thing's in really bad shape for some reason. You would think the backside of the passenger bedside would be the worst, because that's where the power wheel is. Pow, pow, power wheels. But we pull the trim off the front side of the driver's side, and we find ourselves a great big hole. And another hole, and more holage. That one's probably soon to pop through. So guess what? Old J.C. Whitney, nope, that's wrong. LMC sells these sides here, corners. What I did not expect, I guess, having not done this before, is this is going to be a two-part operation here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's take a look down here. And what we notice is we have this little folded over piece here that runs all the way down and around, giving you that finished look on the bedside. So what we're going to have to end up doing is there's a spot weld here. There's probably 1 or 2 or 6 or 7 hidden in here. And I think I can feel one right there. So we'll have to drill those spot welds out, hack this area off that we want to keep, or that we don't want to keep. Pull this out. I think that'll work better for us instead of trying to line that piece up, cutting a strip down the side, and then welding it to this little nub right there. So let's get the old spot weld cutter out, or the carbide grinder, as my brother likes to use. Maybe I'll use both methods. I'm not sure. And we'll just try and go along here. First, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to lightly rub on this with some Scotch-Brite, and maybe we can get those to show up. Maybe I'll even take it outside. But you can see here there's one that's not so hidden. But we're going to keep this section, so we have to find them down here. So let's see what we can do. We'll play hide and seek, and in honor of Easter, I guess it'll be like finding an Easter egg. Alright, all set up here. So, I think if we just take and rub along here, we'll be able to find some hidden treasures. A little windy outside today, but it is a freaky 70 degrees out. Yep, one right there. Just rub along until the red rubbings comes bopping along. Well, I'll tell you what, I've never been more disappointed in a national food chain of my life. We had some red robin the other night, and what a disappointment. No more bottomless fries like I'd need them, but that is my crutch, is French fries. And their burger sizes have gone down. Might be one right there. Can't tell. Maybe one right there. I'll start with the two that I know. could open up the garage door, I suppose. Get full sun in here, but that might be a little much. I mean, I'm used to like 40 degrees outside, and all of a sudden we have a 30-degree swing. Alright, I'm going to cut those spot welds out. I do have an acorn shaped carbide. I also have a spot drill cutter. I mean, you can use whatever method you want, but I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. I'm back after finding all the spot welds in that rascal. And, well, I'm inside my own head again, trying to figure out where to cut this bad boy. But I think we have a plan. Nope. No, we certainly do not. So, anyway, let me show you here. We've got our spot welds cut out of here. Kind of peeled this lip back. And on the front side, I'm going to go ahead and cut right up in this area here. And I have a very good suspicion that this isn't going to line up on the new panel. So I don't know if I'm going to come across, big old mitts in the way, come across and then down and then just save it. But whatever the choice is, I need to cut it one time so that way I can lay this piece over the top of the new panel in the front, and then I can tell where to cut that at. Oh boy, I almost made a fatal mistake here. So, the old bedsides are made out of like 3 pieces. The inner bedside, the front piece, and then they used the bed sheet and wrapped it around, spot welded it. Well, I went ahead and took all that measurement, cut that piece there. Well, that would have done me no good, because after paying closer attention, they stamped this all as one piece here now. So I did not need to cut that small chunk out, and here at the Holo project we will show you the mistakes we make. So I'm going to go ahead now and I've got my line laid down. I'm going to cut on this side. I'm going to zap that off, that way we still have plenty of material here to use, and then we'll start laying this new piece into position. So keep on watching. Here we go. Okay, got that done. And we'll go ahead and toss this bad boy up in place here. Kind of got to hope that it fits, because we've already done the damage. And then we can use those fancy Cleco tools if we want. But it looks like it'll be okay. It might be easy if I went ahead and knocked a little bit of this off here. That way it would slide back, you know. That might be what I want to do. I'm going to have to eat and think about that one. I got to keep my bulbous figure in check. Well, my friends, here we are. We're kind of flush right here. If we stare down the angle here, our body line lines up. Our crease here is 21.5 inches from the top, just like we aimed for. Same on this side, 21.5 inches. My brother's got my Cleco tool, so I ordered another one on the way. And I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of hold her in place. We'll put brand new holes in this panel here, and then let her rip. Send the saw. I think I'm going to cut on this side. That way I don't mess up this body line here. I'll cut on this side, and that way we can kind of feather it in with the grinder. Zip her off. Then we should be able to put this piece on. Hopefully it all works out. Alright, let's pop some holes. Pucker factor, probably an 11 at this point. My only saving grace is that there's a trim piece that goes behind here, so if I pop like 10 or 12 holes in here that are wrong, well, I'm covered. Nailed it! These things are the handiest. I would imagine Dr. Pimple Popper probably uses something like that. I saw you out of the corner of my eye. Where are you? Rascal. Okay. Still at 21 and a half. Missed. Now I just have one hole that I need to fill. One extra hole. Snap that on through there. Get rid of my wood clamps. Maybe I want to keep them on there. I don't know if I'm thrilled. Are we thrilled? Uh-oh, starting to get the sweats. The old nervous sweats. It says we're 21 and a half. As they always say, measure twice, cut once. I mean, it looks okay by the way the crow flies in the reflection. What do you think? One more hole? Oh! Come on! I just bought those. Jesus, that's dull. Alright. I think I'm going to cut it. Alright, now that we've got our box side looking like Pinhead from Hellraiser, with all these clecos sticking out of it, it's going to be extremely difficult for me to cut along here with my zip disc. Hindsight's 20/20, I guess, as they say. But if I put my glasses on, I can see 4 times as good. So I think what I'm going to do is do small cuts, remove a cleco, and then head off on that direction. I should be able to get a 4.5-inch disc in here and buzz that in. Maybe I'll use the old cut and butt technique. I mean, this thing's pretty secure. I think these things have a grab of like 25 pounds, so you know they're grabbing pretty good. But yeah, I think I can get a slice going through here. Might even pull my welder over here and zap it on as we go. The underside should fall away, and as long as this portion here doesn't go wing, wing, something like that, I guess we should be okay. Wing, wing, answer the phone? I don't know. I did pick up a new angle grinder though. Has a cord on it. I'm pretty happy with it. I like these if I'm making a long cut instead of the battery powered ones. I don't run out of juice ever, so it's kind of like an electric car with a cord on the end. You can go forever. So there's the old throat clear. Good Lord. So I'm struggling here. I'm halfway cut off. I'm going to go ahead and use that cut and butt technique that Bob showed you last week. But this is heavy, and I didn't prepare anything like an idiot. So what do? I mean, if I start tacking that thing on there, I mean, I've got a bedside that's all looks like it's had polio at one point in its life, and it's got that all kicked down and shit. So I went outside, and since I shortened this bedside, I've got myself a little chunk here. This is a nice little straight piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use that as my template. Turn it around. So the idea here is, and I'll get you lined up. My idea is to go ahead and take this nice straight piece that we know we have. I'll take this guy off, but let's do that now so I can show you. We'll have ourselves a proof of concept. I came up with this all by myself. We can lay that in there, get our angle just right. We can see how this is meshed nicely, this is meshed nicely. I can just go ahead and lay a little tack on there. That way we're gonna know that everything's all nice and hunky-dory. What do you think about that, guys? I came up with that all by my lonesome, and I'm just a DIY guy. Yep, just like that. Then we'll use our finger method, get that all smoothed out, and then lay a tack. Man, sometimes I even impress myself. I mean, I can easily be influenced by others, but when you're influenced by yourself, that's a whole nother ball game. So here I am. I just wanted to give a quick update. All we're doing, we're making about a 6-inch cut, peeling back this, and then just using our screwdriver to work this up and down. And then we're checking it with our template guide, and we're doing pretty good. So I'm going to keep on working along, and when we get back here, I'll kind of bring you back and give you a little update. But for now, I think we're doing all right. All right, my friends, let's take a look at what we've got accomplished here. So I got Rammy and just went ahead and went after it. But I think what we'll end up with, or what I ended up with, I should say, is something very nice. It's smooth to the touch. And when I got here, I didn't come up and come straight across with the panel. I kind of went down at an angle and kind of did a little number there. You can see that this body panel is slightly different in form than this guy. I mean, it's kind of there. You can kind of see the little dip in there. It's not near as pronounced as this one. This one's quite a bit sharper. But it is what we get. So, there we have it. I absolutely cannot wait to see what hides underneath this one. But we'll overcome. We always do here on the Holub Project. I think that's where I'm going to leave you. You guys kind of have seen the whole welding technique. The zap, 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 and then the grind. So I'm just going to kind of leave you there. If I come up against any surprises when I slap the front of this panel on, I'll be sure to include you. But I don't foresee anything that will be odd. In fact, we can kind of give ourselves a rough estimate here, because I think I went back a 1/2 inch from the corner, and then we have 45 thousandths on the blade width here. So we can kind of dial it in, kind of guess. Whoa. And it looks like we're right about a 1/2 inch. So, I'm pretty happy with that. And as always, we thank you for watching the Holub Project. And as we move along on this old truck, I'll keep you posted. We have air conditioning to add. We have all the good stuff. So there it is. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one.